In this training video, I will be talking about the equipment needed for landing on a planet's surface, how to best approach the planet, and how to land and take off. Before you attempt to land on a planet, you must ensure you have the correct modules fitted to your ship. The Planetary Approach Suite prepares your ship for surface landings. Without this, your ship will automatically stop above the orbital cruise zone of a planet. Your ship will be automatically fitted with the suite, but can also be bought from outfitting. Note, this suite does not include a surface recon vehicle. That is a separate module that you must purchase. Please refer to the SRV tutorial video for more information. For this tutorial, we will land at an arbitrary location to demonstrate the best approach. However, the same rules apply to all applicable stellar bodies as well as fixed locations such as settlements. At a glance, you can see which planets are suitable for landing with the blue ship icon. When you target a planet or a surface settlement, the Super Cruise panel to the left of the scanner updates to help guide you into orbital cruise. The distance indicator shows distance to orbital cruise. Once the orange marker moves all the way to the left, you will enter the mode. The speed indicator shows your current speed and the required speed to enter orbital cruise safely. Anything higher than 200 km a second will cause your ship to perform an emergency drop. You will need to re-engage your frameshift drive and try again. Orbital cruise is the area around a planet in which you can travel very quickly, helpful for when you want to skip across to the settlement, port or wing beacon located on the other side to you. The HUD updates with some very useful UI to help guide you: an attitude ladder, altimeter, rate of descent indicator, and current G-force. The attitude ladder shows the pitch angle compared to the planet's surface, with 0 degrees being parallel to the planet. The red segment of the ladder, at -60 degrees, indicates an extremely steep and unsafe angle. If you exit orbital cruise within this area, your ship will perform an emergency drop and will not automatically engage glide mode. Pull your ship's nose up and stay above -60 degrees for the safest approach. The altimeter shows your current altitude as well as various points at which you will transition into different flight modes. OC refers to the point at which you leave supercruise and enter orbital cruise. DRP refers to the point at which you will drop out of orbital cruise and into planetary flight. The rate of descent indicator shows how quickly you're losing or gaining altitude. When the bar displays red, your rate of descent is dangerously fast. You should take immediate steps to slow your descent down. The G-force indicator shows the level of gravitational force exerted by the planet. This is an important indicator to take note of, especially once in planetary flight. As you descend and cross the DRP threshold, whilst at the correct angle of attack between -60 and +5 on the attitude ladder, your ship will automatically engage glide mode. This allows your ship to cover a great distance when transitioning into planetary flight. Whilst the glide is engaged, you still have full control over your ship. If you pitch too far up, your ship will disengage the glide and you will be in planetary flight. If you pitch your ship too far down, it will perform an emergency drop, causing damage. If you allow the ship to complete the glide, you will end up just a few kilometers above the surface. Planetary flight is very similar to normal flight whilst in space. The key difference is that your ship, whilst flight assist is engaged, is automatically diverting power to the ventral thrusters to keep level and maintain altitude against the force of gravity. This is most noticeable at low speeds and when trying to maneuver. If you point the ship's nose down, you will see the stability of the ship decrease, causing it to shake, and whilst manoeuvring, you will find the ship slides much more than you're used to. Keep this in mind, as you may need to turn or thrust much earlier than you think to miss that rapidly approaching mountain range. Ships in planetary flight also have a safety feature. If the ship's nose is within 30 degrees of horizontal and you are travelling slowly, it will automatically attempt to pitch towards level flight. The blue zone on the throttle indicator still represents the best turn rate for your ship and is very useful for increasing manoeuvrability. Flight assist can also be switched off. Just remember that you will have to manually maintain your desired altitude with vertical thrust. Note, the higher the gravity, the more work your ship must do to maintain level flight. Take great care when attempting to land a Lakon Type 9 on a 2G world. To land safely, first take a look outside your cockpit to find a suitably flat area. Keep in mind that not all areas that appear to be flat from afar are actually flat. To help guide you to a flat area, the Planetary Approach Suite comes with a terrain renderer that displays the terrain around you. This replaces the standard scanner disc if your altitude is around 800 meters and you deploy your landing gear, or at 75 meters if your landing gear is retracted. As well as the terrain render, there is also a small disc that gives feedback on suitability of the terrain directly below your ship. Orange means it's not suitable, blue means it is. Move slowly to find the best place to land, and once your disc is blue, stop your ship. Now is a good time to lower your landing gear if you haven't already. Once you have found an area that is suitable and the terrain disc is blue, your HUD gives extra feedback to help align your ship correctly to the surface before you start your final descent. The goal is to line up the orange bar that appears in the middle of the attitude ladder with the brackets either side. Various chevrons will appear and flash to indicate whether to roll or pitch to achieve this. Once your alignment is correct, the bar will lock in and turn blue, along with a schematic version of your ship on the terrain render. You are now safe to use your vertical thrusters to slowly descend. Watch your altitude and keep thrusting down until you hear the clunk of your landing gear connecting with the ground, and the info message "Landing successful" appears. To land at a surface port, follow the same procedure for docking at a starport. To successfully take off from a planet's surface, simply hold your vertical thrusters upwards to engage your drives and keep it held until you see the ship lift off. To move a large distance, for example the other side of a planet, or to leave it entirely, you will need to engage your FSD. You cannot do this from below an altitude of 2 kilometers. Once you are above this height, engage FSD and you will transition into orbital cruise. From here, you can quickly orbit the planet or continue out into deep space. You can also engage a hyperspace jump from this altitude. Note, you must have direct sight of the system you want to jump to. Remember, ensure you have the right equipment before attempting to land on a planet, keep your angle shallow for the fastest and safest approach, and take it slow when landing.